Yeah, Mike, hey.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing? So, I just was walking through the woods, out on my normal walk, and I found this really cool cross.
Cross?
Just laying there, like, in the ground, like, half buried. So, I was wondering, like, do you want it?
Sure. Yeah. I got a hook in my room. It's on the wall. You can just hang it up there. I'll check it out when I get home, alright?
Yeah. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, thanks for thinking about me, buddy. Alright, sweet. Bye.
Alright, bye. Hello and welcome to Behind the Scenes, the show that gives you a behind-the-scenes look at VFX,
Makeup, special effects, costuming, and set design.
and pretty much anything else that we decide to cover that's filmmaking related.
I like it. Was I supposed to say something?
I like it too.
Alright.
I'm going to head this into... Yeah.
That's fine. That's cool. That's cool.
So, this week and next week, we're going off of the scene that you just watched, that we kind of haven't shot yet.
No.
But we will shoot right after this.
Oh, yeah.
So the scene was a challenge. We did some VFX. We did some
Makeup.
makeup. And we did a prop for this.
Yes.
Shut up. Don't give them that look. So we did this prop, and this week we're going to show you about the prop. Next week we're going to show you about the makeup. I want to do this week to show you about the prop, and next week to show you about the makeup, because the makeup's cooler, and that gives you something to look forward to. So
I wouldn't necessarily say it's cooler. It kind of
it
works
takes a lot more skill.
A little bit, but it works with the story. So if you see the prop first, you're going to understand what's going on with the makeup.
And I'm going to get to a point here that we didn't get to last week. If you have questions, go ahead and put those in the comments below. We will talk about those questions. There's going to be things that we don't cover unless you ask.
Yes.
That's right.
We like questions. I love questions. I like to answer questions.
And challenge us. Give us some tasks. We wanna challenge ourselves.
Yes, please.
So, this week we're talking about the prop, and we'll talk about that now.
Yeah.
Alright, so first thing you're going to want to do is start off with a sheet of foam. This is the foam that they use as floor matting for like garages and stuff. This is just a scrap piece that I had laying around. I do other projects, so in this case we're making a cross. So what we want to do is we want to get the design of our cross onto the foam so we can cut it out. We're going to need a pencil. So let's talk about some of the other stuff we're going to need. We're going to need a blade of some sort, either a box cutter or an X-Acto knife. We're going to need a ruler. We're probably going to need the X-Acto knife for the finer details and the blade to cut out the foam. In this particular case, I'm making it look wood. So the wood, we're going to need some paint. I just have a set of acrylic paints here. You can get those at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or anything. And because it's been sitting and aging, I got some moss here. I also have a bucket of dirt. And I have some of this, it's sawdust that is dyed green, but it looks like fine moss. So we're going to couple that with the actual moss. And you need some Elmer's glue or super glue or something along those lines. In this particular case, I don't know where my Elmer's glue is, so I'm just going to use super glue. Of course, you're going to need some sort of paintbrushes, which I'm going to have to run and get mine. I think they're upstairs. But we'll cut that part out of this video. And let's start off by tracing out our design. Alright, so now that we got the design traced out, what we're going to do, if you can see the design there, yeah, what we're going to do is I'm going to take my X-Acto blade, or my box cutter here rather, and just as straight as you can possibly make it, carve in the lines. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight, especially for this piece because it is an old wooden cross. So now I'm going to start trying to pop it out. Alright, there we go. We got a cross. Alright, so next thing is next. I'm going to start taking my X-Acto blade here. My X-Acto blade. And I'm going to start making like some wood-like designs here. Alright, so now I'm going to take my hairdryer, my wife's hairdryer, and I'm going to blow across the whole piece of foam here. And the look that you're wanting to go for, this is going to take a while, so I'm just going to cut through this. The look that you're eventually wanting to go for is something like this, you know, that wooden look. Alright, so now the cross is pretty much dry. Oh, do I have any paintbrushes down here? I do, a small one. There we go. So, since it's already got a base layer of black, I am going to use, so we have some Galleria. I think I got these at Michael's, maybe? I don't remember. No, I think I got these for Christmas one year. So this is a yellow ochre. This is good for aged wood. So I don't want it to be like this new wood. I don't want it to have the same look that the mask has, you know, where the wood is kind of newer. I want it to have an aged look. So I'm just going to take the acrylic straight out of here, right, like this. Get a small piece of scrap here, just to dab it off a little bit. because it's thick. I'm just gonna brush on the yellow ochre a little bit here in different angles. Kind of a dry brush, but not really a dry brush. If you don't know what a dry brush is, it's when there's almost no paint on the brush itself. So I'm just going for like a stippled look here. I always got some on the cap. I might actually get a little bit of water here. Reason being is it's pretty thick at this point. I just want to get it a little bit more full of water. I'm just going to do this on a scrap piece of foam here. And okay, so there is that color. I'm probably going to go over with some lighter shades. I got a burnt sienna here that I'm going to go over it with. And I'm not even really going to clean the brush. I'm just going to dip it in this water to get the paint off as much as possible. I'm going to straight to the burnt sienna. But this one I'm going to do a lot lighter. A lot lighter. This one is probably going to be like a wet brush. Alright? What difference between a dry brush and a wet brush is, wet brush, your brush is going to be very wet. Dry brush, you're trying to keep it as dry as possible. Now I'm going to go through here with the wet brush. I'm going to highlight in certain areas. You know, if you guys start donating, whoever wins this, I'm a little envious because this is a cool piece and I might want to keep it. I'm going to say that it was in the mud this way.
Yeah, I like it.
You like the tones to it so far?
I love it.
Alright, so people, now I'm going to take my dirt. I'm going to sprinkle it on.
Dirty dirt. I'm going to put Cosmo.
Okay. So we can get shooting right after. And this is going to be messy, just to warn you.
And your memory's full on this again.
Son of a monkey's uncle. So, just a little bit of dirt here and there. Now I got the dirt on there. Now I want some moss. So we're going to start with right here. Maybe do a little right there. And a little bit more right there where the dirt didn't fill in. We're going to take our green sand dust, or sawdust, sand dust. Get it on there just a bit, like that. A little bit of real moss. Actual real moss. To make it look old. And this stuff is sticking all in my fingers, which is wonderful. The ideal here would be not to use super glue, but I cannot find my Elmer's glue for some reason, so I have to use the super glue. And voila! I think this piece is complete. So, yeah, that's the show for today. Mike, what you got for him?
Let's talk about some donations. We definitely have a donation page.
Right here.
Right here. Donate as you would like. We're not asking for thousands of dollars or anything, but help us out a little bit.
We're not begging. Please, 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 please.
Yeah, I don't really like to beg that much.
I am. We're not begging, but anything helps. And if you like the show, just help us keep it going. Those props cost money. The materials for those props cost money. His makeup costs money.
It does cost money. A lot of money. Well,
depending on what you do.
If you're good like me, you can kind of
shimmy it
a little bit.
And we're trying to give you tips that are gonna make it cheap. So yeah. Besides the point. And we just mentioned that donor page, and we mentioned the props that we're making. So here's the other thing. We're going to be doing some competitions in the future. If you donate to that donor page, you will enter into a competition monthly. We're going to do monthly. And you have a chance to win one of the props that we make on the show. We're probably going to be doing one prop a month. Okay. So you have a chance to win one of those props, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's neat.
We're going to send it to you free. I mean, other than the fact that you donated to us.
Yeah.
Gave us money already.
A little bit,
But we're not trying to jip you at all.
Never. I don't like to jip people.
So again, that's the show for this week. And here's our website. If you have any questions, go to that website under the contact page and submit. And you can also put it in the comments below, and we'll try to get back to you. Only the good questions, though.
Yes. And please do not forget to like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah, dude. I forgot.
You can't be forgetting this stuff, man. It's all right.
I gotta subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Or like and subscribe. I don't know.
Either one.
We'll see when I edit it. So that's the show for this week.